Hi, my name is Nathan, and today we're going to do a comic book review of Spawn, issue number 305, brought to you by Rated Comics. Let's get to it. Now, just to sum it up, Eddie Frank is hunted by violent agents of the afterlife in a small North Dakota town. Spawn and his allies work to track the all-powerful anomalies that have appeared across the globe. Meanwhile, medieval Spawn arrives in North Dakota, and Eddie's troubles have only just begun. So in this town of West Hope, North Dakota, this unassuming town has lived quietly for 175 years. But their obscurity has just been shattered on a national level. Because 20 minutes ago, these two gunmen who are Heaven's Angels opened fire at a nearby holiday celebration, killing over a dozen people. The motive for this shooting was simple. For those involved, a new Spawn mysteriously emerged there, and Dark Kingdom forces see any additions to the ranks of Hell Spawns as a giant threat. One force unleashed their prisoner, a former Spawn from medieval times, Medieval Spawn, while the gunmen, angel warriors, in human disguise were sent by Heaven's servants to eliminate that threat. Now Spawn and Jessica Priest, She-Spawn emerge. Take him out before he changes. Boom! Unfortunately for them, Spawn and She-Spawn don't give a damn about anything heaven or hell may want. And one of the angels like, you bitch, that's your best shot? This is gonna be easier than I thought. And his transformation happens in seconds, where he transforms into this hideous looking angel, man. But Jessica Priest, She-Spawn ain't got no time for that. Screw you, and she blasts his head off. I mean, literally, she blasts his head off. Leave the boy alone, says Spawn. And he goes to work on Medieval Spawn. And these bullets are just bouncing off his head like, bro, that don't faze me. Medieval Spawn turns his attention towards Spawn. This man, Al Simmons, is a traitor he's been looking for all this time. And the stench of hell tells the armored assailant that his quest may finally be over. So we go back to Jessica Priest looking at Eddie. Are you Eddie? What's your name? Yes, I'm Eddie. I think. No, he's just all up in the loop. Like, you're coming with me then. She picks him up like he's some kind of ragdoll, nearly slapping his neck in the process because Jessica is still learning the limits of her newfound powers. And hefting a 160-pound millennial over the shoulder isn't much of a test. We need cover, and she runs to the nearby woods, hoping to buy some time from the angel she knows is just wounded. More importantly, she needs to take this confrontation away from the public's eyes. Sirens blare in the distance as police and fire trucks descend upon the recent carnage. This other angel's tending to his wounds. But for those involved, this is far from over. Around the corner, Spawn is holding his own, going to work on Medieval Spawn, though he's not sure why he's fighting what appears to be another Spawn. Is this armor-clad Spawn an enemy? Maybe he was just trying to protect Eddie, and now he's just reacting to a hostile attack from Spawn, at least from what it appears. Whatever it is, Spawn needs to keep himself healthy enough to find out. No more, says Medieval Spawn. Your reign of terror is over. And he kicks Spawn, knocks him back. Medieval Spawn corners his victim, ready to deal his death blow. But in his enraged state, he's forgotten one of the rules from hell. Never let us spawn near the shadows, for the darkness serves as a travel for Hell Spawn. As he goes in to impel him, he gets transported into the other side and he trips. Why are you doing this? We're Spawns, not enemies. I know them. They want this. They want us to kill each other. Then we'll be out of their way. But this Spawn is wasting his breath. Medieval Spawn won't relent. And from a distance, She-Spawn wonders what she's supposed to do if she has to go about this alone. As she's seeing Spawn fight Medieval Spawn, and she thinks she has to help him. So she goes to help Al and tells Eddie to hide himself. Her attention transfixed on the two Spawns. She doesn't hear the muffled crunching of the snow from behind them, or the shallow hiss as Heaven's Angels takes his true form and prepares another onslaught. This Heaven's Angel goes up from behind her and ambushes her. Slash! Whoop! Eddie, run! Get out of here. Instead, Eddie doesn't run. A primal scream echoes through the trees. For years, as he transforms into this Reaper, for years, Eddie's soul has been taken over by the godlike creature called Redeemer, bent on destroying Spawn. Years which Eddie was essentially a slave with no dominion over his own body. But now, the Redeemer has been cast aside, replaced by the Reaper, and this time, Eddie is fully aware of his actions. Eddie is just a part of what I am. We share this. Behind you, says She-Spawn. He turns as a mini solar flare lights up the skies, and this beam of energy goes through and through this angel. I mean, literally through and through. In the baptism of fire, Reaper claims his first conquest. Heaven shudders at the sight of his angels killing one another with such fury, with such magnitude. What was that, says She-Spawn. I didn't mean to scare you, I'm sorry. I know they're kind, says Reaper. I live with them. They never rest until they get what they want. What is that? Destroying us, says She Spawn? No, they want us dead. They want to control us so they can harvest our powers. Most followers, the faithful, willing to give them everything. For those that resist, heaven takes it from them however they can. So God's a thief, says She Spawn. When necessary. Oh my God, that's insane. All insanity for that's been years. Al Simmons has been battling on his own. Medieval Spawn bolts for his hell-forged sword. You can't move it, says Spawn. What have you done, says Medieval. I spoke to your weapon. It will not no longer respond to you. Liar! Well, try as he may be, but the blade won't budge. It obeys me, says Spawn, not you. It only wants to be held by its true master, not a fraud. And I believe this is a callback to when Spawn decapitated Malbosia's head in hell. So now Spawn is technically the rightful heir to the throne of hell. So maybe that's what it's referring to, but I'm sure someone out there has more knowledge of Spawn than I do. Comment below, let me know if I'm on the right track, if that's a good theory, or whatever your thoughts are, or what the facts are. I want to know myself. So Medieval Spawn's like, drop it, demon, stop desecrating. My mind went somewhere else on that. So as Medieval Spawn goes in for the launch, he makes one last effort to reclaim what he believes is his. And with that attempt, Spawn decapitates his head. A creed that has been broken. One that until now had stood since the creation of darkness itself. A rule so unholy that every creature and denizen of hell knew the passage by heart. Spawns do not kill spawns. Now with the helicopter lights honing in on their location, Spawn has no choice but to wrap them in his cape, away and go to the safe house. It's a destination that no one but Spawn can locate. Inside, Mark Rosen monitors the movement of the other new signals that have appeared across the globe. He also has been listening to new accounts of what transpired in North Dakota, and the fact a mass shooting occurred as a direct consequence of Spawn's actions sickens him. Spawn tells Mark, ready the lab to observe Medieval Spawn, and She Spawn's like, that's all you've got to say for yourself? People are dead because of you. And Mark's like, is it as bad as they say it's on TV? It's worse. The enemies chase it out. They don't care about anything, says She Spawn. They're soulless, and if the two of them will slaughter a group of innocent bystanders, what happens when Al pisses off an army of them? Mark's like, we can argue about that later, but for now, who's that guy and what's the pile of debris? And Spawn's like, it's a spawn of some kind, except it sure as hell isn't on my side. He jumped on me as soon as he saw me. And so you just killed him, said Mark? Well, just analyze what's left of him, you know? I mean, because I want to know exactly what was inside this thing. If somehow I create a bunch of Frankenstein spawns, I like to know if any of them are going to be on my side. Because if I can't even trust other spawns, then we're all in trouble. And I can't fight my kind too. Not if I'm going to survive this long term. And then Reaper's like, well, his weapon, use it to your advantage, right? Turn their weapon against him. Oh, I'm going to do more than turn their sword against them, says Spawn. It takes Spawn over 3 minutes to pry the ectoplasmic goo from the decapitated helmet because Spawn's immune to it, but Mark is not. So he has to be careful or else the acid will go through his skin. So Spawn tells Mark there's a container room down the hall. It'll hold this until we can dissect it. And She Spawn's like, then what? Do you even have a plan, or are you just winging everything as you go along? You know what? I want to be a part of this, but if we're just gonna go into every mission blind, that's a suicide. I'm not with that. Well, no one's keeping you here, She Spawn. You're more than welcome to leave whenever you want. Oh, no, don't gaslight me, says She Spawn. They keep killing everything around you, so if you give a shit about anyone in your life, I think you'll know every damn detail of the planet. I'm tagging along with this mission. Reaper's like, she's right. Heaven, hell, they're never going to rest. I get your skepticism, you're both new to this, but every time the enemy moves, they expose themselves. I got eyes that are watching them, says Spawn. Meanwhile, while all this back and forth is going on, the head of this Medieval Spawn lights up and his eyes go fiery. Suddenly, a liquid abyss engulfs Spawn before he can react. What follows will be a nightmare like nothing he can imagine. And that's where we end this issue, and that's where we end this story arc of Hell Hunt Part 4. I thought this was fantastic. I'm looking forward to see what this dark vision of a dark future story arc is all about. This is a gangster. I love how this issue is just action. You have no time for breathing. Action. The end, by the time you get some time to breathe, now we kick off a whole new story arc that's a whole new nightmare that I'm eager to get into. And if you stick around for this channel, like the video, subscribe to this channel, I will be doing that review as well. So with all that being said, Spawn, issue number 305, Hell Hunt Part 4. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. And also, if you like the content we're throwing up, you know what to do. Like the video, subscribe to this channel. This video is sponsored by coffee, because I have to drink coffee before I do these reviews. And if you'd like to buy your boy a cup of coffee, link in description. description. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, hit the super thanks button. But the biggest compliment you guys can do is to like the video and subscribe to this channel. That is the biggest compliment you guys can do for Rated Comics. Everything else is just extra. I appreciate it either way. But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time.